redefining beauty, flavour, flowers and frequency in the Berber flame of Jemma. Welcome. Sit or lie down. Let your spine unfold like the branch of a tree. Let your breath fall like morning fog across a still lake. Today, we begin not with what the world told you, but with what your soul remembers. Close your eyes. Let me tell you a story. There once was a girl named Liana in Tamil Nadu. She worked in her family's rice fields, and every morning she washed her face in a copper bowl filled with jasmine petals. One day, she saw her reflection, tired and plain. She whispered, "I am not like them. I am too much soil, not enough shine." That day, she decided to speak to the mirror like it was her sister. "Today, I honor your strength," she said. "You have carried laughter, sunburn, and tears. You are not a screen. You are scripture." Months later, Liana created a ritual in her village using local flowers, soft affirmations, and an AI app that taught mindfulness in Tamil. Her mirror became a movement. Her self-doubt became a sacred ceremony. Welcome to your new reflection. Let us begin. Now, breathe in. Like Liana, you are not broken. You are unbroken. Now exhale. Let us move through 3 sacred strategies. EQ, emotional grounding, touch your heart. Whisper, "I am not a reaction. I am a rhythm." Check your feelings like the weather, stormy, sunny, foggy, all valid. But don't build your house in the storm. Build it in your breath. Square community connection. Who are your soul kin? One message today. One voice note. One shared silence. Let your friendships become your therapy. We were never meant to do this alone. AIQ, digital reclamation, use tech. Don't let it use you. Open an app that uplifts. Follow people who reflect your truth. Use a reminder, filter off. Soul on. Audit your screen, not for control, but for clarity. Now place your palms together. Feel your own pulse. You are here. And here you are loved. Not because of what you fixed, but because of what you are becoming. You are not the product of a mirror. You are the poet holding the glass. The Atlas Plate, a story of Jemma high in the folds of the Middle Atlas Mountains, where the air tastes like mint at dawn and the wind carries centuries of song. There is a hidden valley where cedar trees lean like old storytellers, and the earth glows green with spring. The landscape moves in curves, soft hills and steep ridges stitched together by ancient olive groves and lines of pink almond blossom. Tiny yellow orchids bloom in the crevices of limestone, shy and bright like forgotten dreams. Water snakes through this place like silver thread. Crystalline lakes mirror the sky in stunned stillness. One such lake, Date Aoua, is so clear it reflects the soul of the mountain itself. Storks wade through its reed-fringed edge. Frogs sing in symphony with cicadas. Every pebble seems hand-painted by time. It is here that Jemma was born. She came into the world on a soft April morning, as dew still clung to the juniper leaves and the shepherds' flutes echoed down the slopes. Her mother, Zura, gave her the name Jemma, after the village near the spring where her grandmother had drawn water by moonlight and sung healing songs into the stone. Jemma was tall from a young age, willowy like a poplar tree, with olive skin that glowed like sun-warmed sandstone, long brown hair that curled in wind, and eyes the colour of cedar bark after rain, deep, clear, unreadable. She walked barefoot across meadows, her ankles dusted in thyme and the pollen of wild anise. She didn't speak much, but her fingers moved, drawing, pressing herbs between pages, sketching lichen on rocks, capturing bee flight in lines and loops. Her world was one of textures, the waxy velvet of fig leaves, the dry crumble of rosemary, the papery crunch of dried rose petals. While other children played, Jemma arranged petals on plates, turned lichen into paint, and stitched stories into bread crust. Her hands knew the rhythm of the forest. Her heart followed recipes written by the seasons. Her grandmother, Yamina, taught her to listen to the land. Every plant, she would whisper, has a purpose, and every purpose a poem. They would walk together for hours, collecting wild chamomile and black cumin seeds. Yamina told her the stories of Berber queens, of Queen Tin Hainan, founder of the Tuareg people, who crossed the desert with wisdom in her voice and fire in her footsteps. These were the stories that raised Jemma. Not fairy tales, but legacies of resilience and reverence. Then, the mountains called her to offer more. At 19, Jemma moved to Marseille, that sun-bleached city where wind, salt, and spice kiss on every corner. At first, she struggled. She missed the texture of bark under her fingers, the rawness of goat milk, the way stars hung unashamed over Atlas nights. But she carried her roots with her, and in her little kitchen flat near Lepania, she began rebuilding her mountain. Not in stone, but in taste. Her plates became paintings. Her cooking, a symphony of scent and memory. She used lavender dust with grilled trout, orange blossom oil over chickpea mash, fig leaf powder on lamb. She lined plates with pressed petals, arranged sauces like riverbanks, carved carrots into cedar leaves. One day, a famous Marseille chef, Sébastien, head of the Michelin-starred sail at Tay, tasted her trout with wild fennel pollen and sumac pickled plum. He didn't say a word, just looked at her, then said, "You didn't cook this, you conducted it." From that moment, Jemma and Sébastien began to create art together, a quiet revolution in haute cuisine. They didn't just cook, they told stories. They decolonized flavor. They celebrated Berber food traditions, women's rituals, and botanical memory. Their dishes featured poems in edible ink, bread shaped like atlas ridges, and forest glazes that changed color with light. But her signature remained, the atlas plate. A white ceramic oval, rimmed in crushed verbena, holding quail marinated in saffron and honey, layered over fig leaf smoke, and crowned with a bouquet of wildflowers, mimosa, lavender, rose hips. Each plate was named after a story her grandmother told, the woman who danced for rain, the stone that remembered, the seed in my shadow. Jemma wore no chef's coat, just linen, tied at the waist with indigo-dyed fabric. Her hair was always loose. Her earrings changed with the seasons, dry almonds, sunflower discs, even carved cedar wood. Her restaurant became a sanctuary. People came not just to eat, but to remember. A diplomat cried over her mint and lemon broth. A teenager from Algiers said her hibiscus syrup reminded her of her mother's voice. A Japanese tourist wrote a haiku on a napkin after tasting her date seed ice cream. In every petal, I taste my childhood again. Jemma, the mountain. Now, Jemma teaches workshops on flavour as ancestry. She tells young women, cook with your grief, garnish with your dreams. She partners with sustainable growers in North Africa and AI nutritionists in Marseille. Their apps trace the scent memory of herbs, ensuring no species is over-harvested. Her community garden in the hills above Cassis is a healing farm where refugees plant their own medicine and bees drink from time and tears alike. And in her kitchen, framed in olive wood, hangs a photograph, her grandmother, Yamina, holding a bouquet of ziatar, smiling through sun lines. Beneath it, written in Typhona script, we were never lost, just waiting to be tasted. This is the story of Jemma of the mountains, the one who fed the soul through flowers, who turned longing into art, and who proved that when a woman listens to the land, the whole world finds flavour again. And now, we invite you to taste her legacy. Welcome to the Atlas Plate.